May we call on Jeremy Casilang to lead the prayer?
Uy, ba't ako?
Which includes tools, system, and technologies used to process, store, and share information, such as computers, the internet, and mobile devices, software, and networks. So, ICT are devices na ginagamit natin like cellphone, yung mga laptop, TV, ganon, and computer. ICT trends refer to new and important developments in technology that are starting to shape the future. These trends introduce innovations that have the potential to change the way we live, work, learn, and communicate and do business. They often lead to more efficient system, new job opportunities, smarter solution, and major shifts in industries and daily life. So ICT, pinapadali nito yung buhay natin. In short, emerging ICT trends are the next wave of technological changes that will influence and transform our digital world.
Bakit po ba natin kailangan na alagaan ang ating ICT? Anyone can answer? Awanti sumungbat? Okay.
Ading nga di question.
Why do we care ICT po? Why do we care ICT? We care about ICT trends because they first help the economy grow. Second, change how industries work. And third, help us people find better jobs. And lastly, make our life easier. Why do we care on industry? Emerging trends like artificial intelligence or AI can change how companies work and compete. Businesses that use new technologies can save money, work faster, and serve customers better. New technologies like AI, robots, and automation help companies work faster and better. Dahil dito, mas nababawasan din ang pagkakamali. Pero kapag naman hindi nagagamit ang technologies, ang isang negosyo ay maaaring mawalan ng customer o di kaya naman ito ay magsara. On economy, When technologies spread, they create new jobs and markets, helping the economy grow. However, old jobs may also disappear, so people need to learn new skills. Economy grows because of digital technology. Marami ng tao ang may online na trabaho or negosyo sa internet or online seller. Like online shopping, e-banking, and app-based services are becoming common. Example, yung mga tao nagsisell na sila sa online through Shopee, Lazada, and even TikTok. TikTok Shop are part of the growing digital economy. On individual, ICT trends greatly impact individuals by changing how people work, learn, communicate, and live. They create new opportunities for remote jobs, online businesses, and digital learning, making life more convenient and connected. ICT help people learn new skills and work from anywhere or kahit sa mga bahay, gano'n, kahit pa nasa school pa, pwede silang magtrabaho by using cellphone or laptops. Pinapadali nito ang buhay natin dahil pwedeng mag-aral, bumili, magtrabaho at makipag-usap through online using these ICTs. In short, understanding these ICT trends help us and businesses prepare for the future. Those who learn and use technology have more chances to succeed. The next will be discussed by Christopher Arumen.
Good day everyone. Dito sa presentation may tatlong magkakaibang AI. Yung una traditional AI, pangalawa is yung advanced AI. Tsaka yung pangatlo is agentic AI. Ano nga ba itong traditional AI? Traditional AI refers to early artificial intelligence system that follow fixed rules and logic. It can only perform specific program tasks and cannot learn on its own. Dito, yung traditional na artificial AI, sumusunod lamang sa mga nakatakdang patakaran o rules. Kaya nitong gawin ang mga itinakdang gawain, ngunit hindi ito natututo mag-isa. Example nito, sa ChatGPT, kapag magta-type ka o magka-copy-paste ka ng mga question doon na gusto mong sagutan gamit ang AI, ay nakabase lang siya sa pagsagot ng mga tanong mo. Hindi ito kusang nagbibigay ng mga decision o recommendation ng mga ibang sagot sa mga katanungan o gusto mo sa sagutan o gusto mo o sagutan gamit ang AI. Dito naman sa advanced AI. Advanced AI uses machine learning and deep learning to analyze data and improve performance over time. It can recognize patterns, make prediction, and adapt based on experience. Dito naman sa advanced AI, gumagamit ng mga machine learning and deep analyze data, kung saan dito hindi sila nagbibigay ng sagot kagaya sa traditional AI. Bagkos nagbibigay din ito ng mga recommendation na nagbibigay din ito ng mga prediction. Example, dito ay yung nagtanong ka sa ChatGPT or Gemini kung anong weather ngayon, kung maaraw ba o hindi. Bagkos nagbigay din ng recommendation na mainit ang panahon ngayon at magbibigay ng paalala na magdala ng payong dahil mainit ang panahon. And also nagbibigay din ito ng prediction kung saan sinabi niyang mainit ngayon, pero mamaya magbibigay siya ng prediction na baka makulimlim o uulan. Dito sa huli, yung agentic AI. Agentic AI is the newest form of AI that can act independently, make decisions, and perform tasks toward goals with minimal human input. It shows initiative and reasoning like an autonomous agent. Dito sa agentic AI, sa pangatlong AI, is kumpara sa traditional AI at advanced AI, dito sa agentic AI, hindi na mga ChatGPT o Gemini ang nandito. Sa agentic AI, bagkos robot at mga machines na kayang kumilos mag-isa at gawing ang mga inuutos ng mga tao at kaya din nila ang mga ibang ginagawa ng mga tao ngayon at agad-agad o mabilis ito matatapos. Example dito, sa mga Jollibee, sa fast food. Sa ibang branch ng Jollibee, mayroon na silang robot na nagdi-deliver ng mga pagkain. Dito, isa itong halimbawa ng agentic AI. Mas napapadali ang pag-deliver ng mga pagkain ng customer at napapadali din yung mga gawain ng mga crew members doon. Tsaka hindi lang sa Jollibee o iba't ibang mga branch ng mga fast food ang may robot. Meron din ang mga hotel. Kaya din nilang mag-assist o mag-assist sa mga guests o nag-check-in sa mga hotel o itinotour guide nila sa kanilang room. Ganun po ang agentic AI. So that's all po, ma'am. And the reporter next is Trend Spotlight on Artificial Intelligence.
So Trend Spotlight, Artificial Intelligence or AI. AI is when computers and machine can do things that usually needs human intelligence. So how it works? AI can figure out solution based on instruction. It can find answer or fix issues and can choose the best option based on what he has learned. So example of AI, like virtual assistant like Siri and Alexa, or smart home devices, AI-powered devices like security devices such as smart cameras and video doorbells. And the other one example is personal recommendation services like Netflix, Spotify, and many more. It uses AI to suggest movies, music, and etc. So other example of AI is like yung mga ginagamit natin ngayon na ChatGPT and CC, and they are AI chatbots. So we encountered AI in our daily life as a student. Artificial intelligence help us in our learning and everything else. Pag nahihirapan tayo gumawa, mag-create ng isang bagay, minsan gumagamit tayo para mapadali lahat ng mga ginagawa natin. Pag may assignments or activities tayo na nahihirapan tayo o tinatamad tayong gawin, yun gumagamit tayo ng AI, di ba? So we are in modern worlds na halos lahat ng mga bagay nakadepende na sa mga technologies, devices, and AIs. So the next one is agentic artificial intelligence. So agentic AI is more independent and more advanced version than regular AI. Instead of waiting for instruction, it can decide what it wants to achieve, plan how to achieve these goals, and accomplish tasks without needing step-by-step guidance. So in simple term, it's like a super smart assistant that not only follows your orders but also figures out what needs to be done and does it for you. So one example of agentic AI is the autonomous vehicles or self-driving cars using agentic AI to navigate roads and make decisions about routes, like Mercedes-Benz, Tesla, and BMW cars. So the next one is difference between ordinary AI and agentic AI. In self-sufficiency, standard AI needs instruction for every task. Agentic AI can work on its own to reach goals without consistent human helps. So in taking charge naman, regular AI only works when human tells it to. Agentic AI actively looks for problems and start fixing them before they become major issues. So regular AI is like a robot that only does what you program it to do. And agentic AI is like a smart assistant that can figure out what needs to be done and does it for you. It says here na ang agentic AI ay mas mataas na version than the regular AI. So the next one is discussed by Jake Mar.
Okay, what is agentic AI? Agentic AI is also known Autonomous AI is a type of artificial intelligence that can work on its own. It can plan, decide, and improve workflow automatically to help organization make smarter and faster decisions. In short, it's an AI that can act independently with a little or no human help. So, agentic AI daw is a type of artificial intelligence na mag-work na siya mag-isa. Ibig sabihin, dito hindi niya kailangan ng palaging command ng tao. It can decide sa kanya and create a plan and improve the workflow automatic. So, AI siya na independence, kaya niyang mag-adjust. So, it create a decision in its own. Halimbawa, sa isang company, imbes na yung boss na ang set ng mga task ng employee, dito na pumapasok si Agenda AI na siya na yung mag-ayos ng schedule at prioritize based sa performance ng mga employee. Next is the difference of agentic and tradition. Agentic is a work independently and make decision to reach goal. Number 2, analyze situation and find the best solution. Next is create improve workflow automatically. And last is learn, adapt to change. So, sa agentic AI daw is, wait lang. Si agentic AI daw is independent siya, kaya niya mag-decision o mag-analyze sa situation. Based sa situation at improve ng process kahit walang tulong tao. Tas sa traditional AI daw ay nagbibigay lang siya daw ng data or information pero hindi siya marunong gumawa ng action. It's give database insight lang, sa kanya lang. Kailangan pa rin ito parang i-update lang ng tao or i-guide siya. Example, sa traditional AI, yung like sa calculator, yung it's give a result based on sa input mo, yung ano lang nilagay mo, yung lalabas. While sa agentic AI, like sa personal assistance, it can plan for you tulad ng mga AI ngayon. Kung mag-search ka, yung naka-automatic na makikita mo, like sa Google, yung mag-search ka, yung AI overview, makikita mo nag-automatic na yon. Next po is the importance. Why is agentic is important? Business today face a complex and costly operation. Agentic AI help to automating a decision and action, making for work faster, automatically decision action, making work faster, easier, and more efficient. It's bring companies closer to behind autonomous enterprise system that can manage ka. Today, many of companies daw is nahihirapan daw yung many of costly operation. Kaya dito na pumapasok si agentic AI para tumulong at para mas mapabilis ang work. It's automates workflow and make real-time decision. So, it's help the companies to become efficient and productive para mas pabilisin ang mga trabaho. Example, sa call center, AI can process customer requests instantly instead of waiting for human agent. Parang mas pinabilis na accurate at less error pa dito. Next is the benefits of agentic AI. Increase efficiently, automates workflow and make real-time decision. Help companies work faster. Dito daw, kaya ng AI pag-automate ng task at gumawa ng decision on the spot. At tinutulungan yung companies to faster and smarter, pinapabilis niya. Second is the enhance and self-service. Chatbot that understands customer and solve issue instantly. Yung chatbots daw can solve customer problem without human help. Hindi na kailangan ng tulong ng tao. Next is the next po. Maximize employee performance. Guide worker on what to do next based on the company policy. Dito, Ginaguide yung mga employee kung ano ang next step nila based sa company rules daw. 4 is a better, faster workflow design. Suggest a smart workflow idea based on the best practices. Help developers save time and boost creativity. Dito, AI daw is a suggest smart way to para mas pabilis ang trabaho. 5 is a hyper-personalized engagement. Understand customer need using data, provide more personalized and real-time experience. AI can daw is understand customer needs using data, give a personal response in real time. Example po, yung sa online shopping. Kapag kapag lagi kang bumili ng same product, yung AI daw is system nag-auto na nagre-recommend ng item. Like is the example of hyper personalization. Next po. This trend is expected to transform industry success and manufacturing, logistics, and customer service by enabling systems that can self-manage, optimize operation in real time, reduce labor costs, and improve decision speed. As a result, organization can achieve higher speed and faster response time and more sustainable across processes. Dito daw is this trend is expected to transform industry like manufacturing, logistics, and customer service. Dahil kaya dahil ngayon dahil kayang mag-self-manage ng AI na ngayon, to operation become faster and cheaper. It can reduce a labor cost to improve decision making and make company more competitive. Next po.
Extended reality, or XR, is the umbrella term that includes all immersive technologies, virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. These components of XR extend or simulate reality using computer-generated environments. First is the virtual reality, or VR, fully immersive 3D environment that replaces the real world. Virtual reality is this fully puts you inside a virtual world. It's used for training, simulations, entertainment because it can safely reproduce realistic scenarios. Example, in a medical field, virtual surgery training. Surgeons use VR to practice operations before performing on real patients. Next is the augmented reality, or AR, adds digital elements on top of the real world. Augmented reality places the digital information over the world we see, like seeing virtual levels or models on top of real objects. Next is the mixed reality. Digital and real objects interact together. The MR lets digital things to react to each other. You can walk around a virtual object that behaves like it's physically in the room. And spatial computing combines the digital and physical worlds, allowing people to interact with digital content in real space using gestures, voice, or eye movement. Spatial computing is the technology that makes virtual objects behave like real ones in our physical space. This is what makes the extended reality or XR field neutral. The spatial computing also is the underlying system that makes digital content aware of space and able to respond to gestures. Next.
How will these ICT trends affect on education? Immersive training. Immersive technology like VR or AR makes learning more fun and realistic. Students can explore lessons in 3D, helping them understand and remember better. Um, yung VR or virtual reality and augmented reality or AR ay mas nagiging interesting na para bang nasa lang sila ng libro, students can explore lessons in 3D. Mas madali nilang maintindihan at matandaan yung mga lessons sa kanila. For example, students learning about space can use VR to travel through the solar system and see solar planets. On healthcare, virtual surgeries. Doctor can use VR to practice or perform surgeries safely. This help improve their skills, confidence, and reduce risk for real patients. On healthcare, doctor can use VR to practice surgeries in a safe. Sa ganitong paraan, mas na-enhance nila kung ang kanilang kakayahan ng hindi na nang hindi nalalagay sa panganib yung mga pasyente nila. For example, medical students can practice heart surgery using VR before operating a real person. Tapno maiwasan kiti DJ mga ni DJ buhay DJ pasyente dami lang nga usab dati VR tapno mga experience na nga kasla real. Third is for entertainment. Gaming become more exciting with VR because players can feel like they are inside the game, making entertainment more interactive and enjoyable. Dito naman sa entertainment, VR makes game more exciting and realistic. Pwedeng gumalaw, tumingin, parang feel nila kat adajeda so na mismo unag ainti game. In short, immersive technologies like virtual reality or augmented reality are changing the way we learn, heal, and play. By using these technologies, people can gain better skills, enjoy new experience, and prepare for the future where digital and real worlds comes together. The next will be discussed by Jasper.
So this is about collaboration and research group. In our group, we choose two ICT trends to discuss, which is cybersecurity trend and Internet of Things. The first one is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a major trend because digital systems are now central to business, government, and daily life. Why cyber attacks are becoming more frequent and more advanced. Modern threats are included ransomware, cloud breaches, and AI enhanced attacks such as deepfakes, scams, and automated phishing. Attackers are now able to scale their operations using artificial intelligence, while defenders are also using AI to detect and contain threats more quickly. These developments have serious implications. Cyber incidents can stop operation, cause large financial losses, and damage public trust. They also raise regulatory and ethical concerns related to privacy, surveillance, and the responsible use of AI. Although many organizations invest in cybersecurity tools, they still face obstacles such as skill shortage, complex system, and growing attack surface created by cloud services and third-party suppliers. Experts recommend stronger resilience measures including zero trust security models, better management of machine and clouds in identities. This responsible use of AI in defense, regular incidents, response drill, and stricter patching and supply chain checks. In conclusion, cybersecurity continues to evolve and remain essential for protecting data, institution, and society in a digitally dependent world. Key features of trend. So, ano nga ba yung mga key features of trend? Number one is confidentiality. Confidentiality protects data from unauthorized access or disclosure. Number two is integrity. Ensuring that data is accurate, consistent, and has not been tampered with. Number three, availability. Making sure systems and data are accessible when needed by authorized users. Number four, authentication. Verifying and identity of users, devices, or system before granting access. Number five, authorization. Giving users access only the information or systems are allowed to use.
The second on collaboration is Internet of Things. What is the Internet of Things? The Internet of Things describe physical objects that are embedded with sensors, processing ability, software, and other technologies that connect and exchange data with other devices and systems over the internet or other communication network. ICT is all about smart devices that can talk to each other through the internet. Ito yung mga bagay na nako-connect sa internet, like yung ref, ganon. Yung meron pa yung door, smart door lock, ganon. And even car. For example, your smartwatch send your heart rate to your phone. Oh, that is Internet of Things. Modern IoT develops include edge computing, AI integration, and 5G connectivity, which allow faster data processing and more responsive system. From smart homes and wearable health trackers to intelligent transport and industrial monitoring, IoT continues to expand across sectors. The expert recommend adopting the IoT security standards, data encryption, device identity management, and regular software update to reduce risk. At the same time, combining IoT with artificial intelligence or AIoT can enhance automation and analytics, leading to smarter industries and better. Connecting everyday objects like phones, car, watches, appliances, and machine to the internet. New improvements on IoT use faster technology like 5G, AI, or artificial intelligence and computing. These make devices react quickly and smarter. Ito hindi na po kailangan natin manual na pumunta pa doon. To keep IoT safe, experts suggest na gumamit ng strong password, data encryption, and regular updates. The next will be discussed by Jasper.
So ano nga ba yung mga key features ng cybersecurity and Internet of Things? Number 1 is massive connectivity. Everyday objects are now connected to the internet. Gaya nga ng sinabi ni Janilyn, lahat ngayon ay high-tech na. Yung bahay na pwedeng nakadepende na lang sa AI, ganon. Number 2 is data-driven ecosystem. These devices continuously collect and transmit real-time data. Number 3, automation or remote control. Users or companies can monitor, control, and optimize operations from anywhere. Dito naman is example niya is CCTV. Next is integration with AI cloud. IoT relies heavily on cloud computing and AI to analyze and act on collected data. Dito naman ay nakadepende na lang tayo palagi dun sa AI. Gaya ng pagsagot namin ngayon dito, galing din po to sa AI. Next, primary implications. Efficiency and convenience. Automation improves productivity in homes, business, healthcare, logistics, and smart cities. Second one is business innovation. Opens new digital business models such as predictive maintenance, smart products, subscription-based services. Next is data-enhanced decisions. Real-time insights improve planning, safety, and customers' experience. And the last one is economic growth. Expand ICT industries, creates new jobs in cybersecurity, IoT engineering, and data analytics. Pinapadali nito yung pag-apply natin sa mga trabaho nating gustong pasukan. The next one is to be discussed by Janilyn.
What are the challenges of cybersecurity and IoT things? First, cybersecurity risks. IoT devices are easy targets like weak password, unsecured connection, outdated software. Dito, hackers can attack IoT devices if they have weak passwords or di kaya naman walang password yung mga gamit nila, ganun. For example, a hacker could control your smart home camera or car system. Attacks can lead to hacking of homes, hospitals, factories, cars. Privacy concerns. Constant data collection may lead to surveillance and misuse. IoT devices collect a lot of personal data which can be misused or watched without permission. No kuma adati private videos tayon kas JTNT may sa nga gamit di ba ti Internet of Things kat agikinonnect ti gamit dijay mabalinda nga makita dijay private videos mo without your permission. Regulatory gaps. Laws and global standards are still catching up to fast technology growth. Dito naman there are not enough laws to protect users and guide how IoT should be used safely. System reliability. If internet fails or devices are compromised, operation can stop or become dangerous. Dito naman kapag wala ng internet, hindi nagagana ang mga IoT devices. For example, amoy DJ no makikita yung vlog ni Sir Gavin kas jay DJ ti Dorda dajay yun po isa pong example ng IoT yon. Doon kapag wala ng internet han iso na nga mabalin nga makastruck DJ aynti balaydan kas jay. Conclusion. The expansion of Internet-connected devices is transforming how people and organizations operate by enabling automation, data-driven decision, and new digital business models. However, this progress also introduced serious, serious cybersecurity and ethical risks, especially in terms of data privacy, safety, and system vulnerability. To fully benefit from this trend, strong cybersecurity practice, clear regulation, and responsible data are essential. In short, the IoT is changing how we live, work by connecting everything and making life easier. But it also brings big risks, gaya nga ng hacking at paglabag sa privacy. To to enjoy the benefits safely, people can people and companies must use strong cybersecurity, follow clear rules, and handle data responsibility. The next. The next
What
will be discussed by Daniela.
what is cybersecurity and why is it important now? Cybersecurity refers to the practices, technologies, and strategies used to protect computer systems, networks, and data from unauthorized access, attacks, and damage. It is especially important today because digital systems are involved in nearly all business, government, and personal activities. At the same time, cyber attacks have become more frequent, more sophisticated, and more costly, with attackers now using tools like artificial intelligence, ransomware, and social engineering to breach systems. Without strong cybersecurity, organizations risk financial loss, data theft, service shut service shutdowns, and loss of public trust. Ngayon, napakahalaga ang cybersecurity dahil halos lahat ng bagay ay ginagawa na gamit ang digital systems, mula sa online banking, government services, business transactions, hanggang sa simpleng social media accounts. Kung walang tamang protection, madaling mapapasok o mananakaw ang impormasyon ng mga tao at organisasyon. Sa panahon ngayon, mas madalas ding mas advanced at mas mahal na ang nagiging epekto ng mga cyber attacks. Gumagamit na rin ang mga attackers ng artificial intelligence or AI, ransomware, kung saan nilalak nila ang files mo at hinihingi ang bayad para maibalik. At social engineering, panlilin lang sa tao para makuha ang impormasyon tulad ng iyong password. Kung walang cybersecurity, pwedeng mangyari ang mga sumusunod. First is financial loss. Mawawalan ka ng pera dahil sa hacking o phishing. Next is data theft. Mananakaw ang mahalagang impormasyon tulad ng customer data. Next is service shutdowns. Tumitigil ang operasyon ng isang business o website. Kaya sa kabuuan ng cybersecurity ay hindi lang tungkol sa technology, kundi tungkol din sa responsableng paggamit at proteksyon ng ating digital world. Next.
Bago bago po sa ano sa sinabi bago tayo dadako sa current state, kanina diniscuss ni Jasper at Johnny Lynn ang key features of trends and primary implication ng cybersecurity and challenges. And diniscuss din ito ni Miss Daniela ang ano nga ba ang cybersecurity, at bago ko i-discuss ang current state ng cybersecurity, magtatanong muna ako. Guys, saan na nga ba ngayon ginagamit ang cybersecurity? Anyone po is pwede po sumagot. Next, dahil wala pong sumagot, dako na lang po tayo sa next po ay sa discussion po. Next, Janeline. Janeline, next po. Yun. Where is cybersecurity being used today? Cybersecurity is actively applied across many sectors. Business and corporation. Business and corporation to secure customer data, financial transaction, and internal operation. Dito, sa business and corporation, ginagamit ang cybersecurity upang maprotektahan ang data ng mga customer at ang mga sekreto ng kumpanya. Example nito ay kung manakaw ng hacker ang impormasyon ng mga kliyente, mawawalan ng tiwala ang mga tao at babagsak ang negosyo. Pangalawa naman ay ang banks and financial institution to prevent fraud, account breaches, and digital theft. Dito, sa mga bank and financial institution, napakahalaga ng cybersecurity dahil pera at account ng mga tao ang nakataya. Gumagamit sila ng mga firewall, verification code at monitoring system para maiwasan ang mga pagnanakaw ng pera online o mga account. Kagaya sa GCash. Di ba ang GCash ngayon, pag bubuksan mo is merong password, pero merong authentication na pwedeng mag-ano ka ng fingerprint or mag-ano ka ng scan ng muka para hindi ito manakaw ang mga account. Pangatlo naman ay ang government and military system. Government and military system to protect national security, classified information, and public infrastructure. Sa mga pamahalaan at militar, ginagamit ang mga cybersecurity bilang bahagi ng bansang depensa. Pinoprotektahan nito ang mga lihim na impormasyon, komunikasyon at mahalagang sistema tulad ng kuryente at komunikasyon. Dahil kapag nahack ito, maaaring maapektuhan ang buong bansa. Ang pang-apat naman ay ang healthcare organization to secure patient records and vulnerable hospital networks. Sa mga hospital at sektor ng kalusugan, mahalaga ang cybersecurity para maprotektahan ang mga record ng pasyente tulad ng medical na kasaysayan at resulta ng mga pagsusuri. May mga pagkakataon na inaatake ng mga hacker ang mga ospital para hingan ng ransom, kaya napakahalaga ng maayos na proteksyon sa network. Panglima naman ay ang next po. Panglima naman ay ang cloud service providers and online platforms to protect users' accounts, apps, and data stored online. Dito sa panglima naman ay ang cloud service at online platforms tulad ng Google Drive, iCloud o Facebook, ginagamit ang cybersecurity para mapanatiling pribado at ligtas ang mga naka-imbak o nakatago na file o impormasyon. Sa last one naman is ang everyday personal data. Everyday personal devices such as phones, laptops, and home Wi-Fi through antivirus, encryption, and authentication. Dito naman sa everyday personal devices, pati sa ating mga personal na gamit, cellphone, laptop, at Wi-Fi sa bahay, ay may cybersecurity din, gaya ng paggamit ng password, antivirus, at encryption para hindi madaling mapasok ng hacker ng ating mga impormasyon. Kagaya sa Wi-Fi, pag may Wi-Fi kayo sa bahay nyo, need nyo ng Wi-Fi password para hindi maka-connect ang mga kapitbahay nyo. Ganun yung everyday personal devices. The last one is will be present Jeremy the summary of cybersecurity. That's all. Thank you.
In summary, cybersecurity is now a part of almost everything that uses digital information or our technology. Halos lahat ng ginagawa natin, from school naman or online shopping or sa banking hanggang sa government system, may kinalaman sa cybersecurity. That's why it's become a critical priority to the technology-driven world kasi kahit gaano ka-modern ang sistema natin, kung wala itong security, madali lang itong mapapasukan ng hacker or malilik yung mga data natin. That's all.
Ma'am, for me po yung negativity po ng AI, um, yung AI po kasi parang dun na lang po tayo nakadepende kung just like as student, kapag meron pong assignment gano'n, AI na lang po gano'n basta, without, hindi na po as in na nag nag-iisip gano'n ng mga i-a-answer without analyzing the topic.
Meron pong traditional artificial intelligence and advanced intelligence and agentic uh, artificial intelligence mo.
Ma'am, nagiging tamad na po tayo, kaming mga estudyante dahil sa AI.
Yung advanced AI tsaka advanced AI and agentic AI. Ma'am, sa negative effect po ng paggamit ng agentic AI po is kagaya po sa diniscuss ko is nakadepende na lang po sa nakadepende. Meron na pong makabago ngayon na machines po na like po robot. Meron na pong yung mga ibang tao po na mawawalan po ng mga trabaho dahil po sa mga agentic AI na didiscover po na po nila parang sa robot po mas mas pipiliin po nila yung robot kaysa sa mga human po na magtrabaho kasi yung isip po ng pagkukuha po ng mga robot na mga parang employee po ganun po mas mapapadali po yung trabaho nila kaysa sa human po. Ano po yung ma'am yung negative
Ma'am, magko-cause po siya ng addiction or too much screen time, ganun po, ma'am.
Ma'am is yung ano ma'am, kukunin, kagaya po, yes.
Ma'am,
Wala
base po
naman,
sa
wala naman po ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes po ma'am. Nung last po nung Sunday po is may meeting po doon sa barangay po namin is ano, nag-attend po kami ng meeting. May mga pulis po, may mga pulis po na nagsabi na sinabi po nila yung binanggit po nila yung iris scanning. Pero binalaan po kami na wag po kami uh, papayag o ano po ma'am, magbabayad po dahil sa iris scanning kasi po maaari po nilang kunin po yung mga yung like po sa mata nyo o pwede po nilang gamitin sa ibang mga parang po pang scam ganun po yung ano sinabi po ng pulis po na sinabi niya sa harapan namin nung ano po siya ma'am no, sa meeting po sa barangay. Kaya po binalaan po kami na wag po kaming parang kakagat po sa 2,000 na magpapa-iris scanning po ma'am, ganun po. Yun lang po ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Hi, ma'am. Ma'am, na ano ko lang, nag-research lang po kasi ako. Yung sinasabi niyo po na retina scan po is yung may-ari po is World Network. Tapos po napag-alaman ko po ma'am na yung founder nun is the same din po siya ng founder ng ChatGPT, which is the open source ma'am. May possibility po ba na ano po, na unsafe din po ang ChatGPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Buyers.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
ma'am.